This walkthrough will demonstrate a procedure for creating a custom audiobook from a Kindle ebook. We'll be using a Snagit grab text capture to harvest the text off the ebook. We'll move that over to a Word document where the script will be assembled and cleaned up. Then we'll post the script from the Word document over to a Audiate project. Here I'm looking at a Kindle ebook being viewed on a PC. You cannot select copy and paste text off an ebook. So to grab the text, we'll be using a Snagit capture that grabs the text. I have a shortcut for one, and I'll use it, Control-Alt-G, and then I'll make my selection. In this case, I'll select this entire first page being displayed. Let go. The text is grabbed. I'll copy all. I'll close that instance of Snagit editor. Then I'll go to an instance of Word, and in a new document, I'll paste that page. Then I'll go back to the ebook, go to the next page, same drill, do the Snagit capture, that's Control-Alt-G. Once again, make my selection. Text has been grabbed, I'll copy it all, close the editor, back in Word, paste, Control-V, and so on. Off camera, I'll do all the grabbing of text, copying and pasting the word I need for the rest of this tutorial. Here is a section of the Word document where that text has been pasted. This particular section has conversation going on between two different parties, a male and a female, plus someone who's being an observer like a narrator. The text has been broken up so that the individual conversations by the different speakers are delineated by quotations. So here we have a female talk, the narrator, the male talk, and so forth. With the Word document properly organized, I'll begin by making a selection over the first spoken phrase. In this case, Control-C copies it to my clipboard. Back in an instance of Audiate in a new project, I'll click in the text box, Control-V, and then I'll use the Enter key on the main keyboard twice to create a new section. Back in Word, I'll select the next section to be pasted. Control-C. Back in Audiate, in the second generate area, Control-V. Once again, two Enter keys, and I've got a new section to paste into. Back into Word. The third phrase, Control-C. Back into Audiate, Control-V. Enter, Enter. Back into Word. Select the next section, Control-C. Back into Audiate, Control-V. Enter, Enter. And we'll do one more. Copy the phrase, Control-C. Back in Audiate, Control-V. Enter, Enter, and so forth. Off camera, I will complete this process for this example. Here, I finished pasting that text from Word into Audiate using a separate text box for each separate speaker. And you can scroll down here and see what's been done. Next thing I need to do is to generate speech for each one of these different characters. Again, we're going to have a female voice, like for this section here, a narrator voice for this section, and then a male voice to answer for this section. So there'll be 3 voices involved. For the first voice to generate for this female, I'll click the Generate button, and I'm going to use a female voice that I like to use called Elizabeth, and I'll generate that audio. In the second one here, I'm going to use a neutral voice. I'll generate it. This will be Brandon, and I'll generate that audio. The male who will answer, that first female's answer will be a voice by Eric, and I'll generate that. I'll do another short section here. This will be the Brandon voice, so we'll go Brandon, generate. This is the female, so we'll generate, and I think I was using Elizabeth. Generate. And one more here. This will be the neutral speaker, so that'll be Brandon again. So we'll pick Brandon and generate. Off camera again, I'm going to complete that process for the rest of this script. Here I finished assigning voices by generating each for the sections. I'll scroll down. You can see they're all covered. And with the selector at the beginning here, let's play and see how this sounds.
Mr. Kid.
The only other person who ever came to the bar was a snuff-chewing catfisherman with a plastic dry wall bucket for a seat, a half-pound of spoiled chicken livers for bait, and a face like an English walnut. He'd sit and spit and never say a word. Yeah. She'd looked good coming down the levee. Up close, she looked even better.
I'm Ann Smith.
She took off her sunglasses with one hand and stuck out the other. I shook it. Her hand was cool and soft, a business hand with short squared nails, no polish, no rings. We have an abundance of good-looking blondes in Minnesota. Even so, she was a head-turner. Green eyes with gold flecks, square chin, a few freckles on her too tidy nose. Surgery? Maybe. The most delicate scent floated about her, a mix of iris and vanilla.
A woman at your apartment building said you were working down here. I hope you don't mind the interruption. It's important.
I was finished.
Okay, that's sounding pretty good. I would go through this using the waveform display and maybe add some extra spaces where it would help the break between the narrator speaker and the 2 principals. But other than that, it came out real well. Now to finish it off, I can simply export the audio file directly from Audiate, or I could export this project back to Camtasia and put it on the timeline and use it in some form in that media.